Good morning, Z Storage, Rosie, Kimmy. Good morning, everybody. Please smash that like button on your way in. Good morning, Lorna, M's Mad World. Good morning. I'm gonna go over that, M. Just give me a second. Say good morning to everybody. Hello, Steph. Pamela, good morning. Good morning. Lou, good morning. AJ, good morning. Okay, so Krista, good morning. Good morning, everybody coming in. So great to see you all. Again, please smash that. What is this? I just had something pop up. Insert ads during live stream. No. Now they're trying to, sorry, you guys, I just seen this pop up. This is the first time. I know there's been a lot of changes to, good morning, Sess. A lot of changes to the YouTube for the creators, and there's a thing up top now where I can even put ads if I want in live streams. It's like, no, it's bad enough they put as many ads as they do in with our uploads. So I will not be clicking on that, you guys. You guys don't need to see any ads during our live stream. Good morning, Pamela. Izzy Storage. Good morning, Krista. Tanya. Miss Wenda. Emily. Someone has two. Fluffy Hedgehog. Good morning. Lady A. Montgomery. My sister. My sister is here. And Rosie. And Marie. Thank you, all you mods, for coming in. Yeah, M's Mad World says, don't do that. Phew, dodged a bullet with that one. Yeah. As soon as I entered the creator studio, a big thing popped up and said, what's it say? Hang on, let me just insert ads in your live stream to make more money. No. If my subscribers want to send in super chats, whatever, that's where I'll make a little bit of money, but I'm not inserting ads into this for you guys. No. Like, who came up with that? Anyway, Nana, hello. Bruce Davis, I'm going to go over it. Okay, so he is in court today. There's a bunch he's in for the voter fraud and for trying to influence an official. So, and there's, as you guys know, what happened with the last trial where it's been dismissed without prejudice for Suzanne. Barry's lawyers were very aggressive, etc. Well, they're not stopping this time either. There's a whole whack of motions that they have filed. Hello, Sharon, Jean, Hockey Mama. So the motions that have been filed is a motion to compel, which basically means that they don't feel that they're getting adequate information regarding discovery. A discovery demand, they're saying that they don't have all the discovery. They filed a motion to preserve and produce evidence, so they're saying that they're not being given all the evidence. There's a motion to set the preliminary hearing, and there's also a 404B motion. Now, the 404B motion is to keep Barry's character from being admitted into this trial. So anything that would negatively affect his character, they do not want in this trial. So that's what they've already filed motions for, and he hasn't even been arraigned yet. So today he's going to be arraigned on those charges. I do have the WebEx up. We're just waiting here. Sorry, you guys, hang on a sec. re-enter. Says you can join the meeting after the host admits you. So I don't know what that means. This is supposed to be open for everybody. And so far I am getting, I'll show you what I'm getting. But I mean, I think once the judge starts the WebEx, it should come up. I'll show you my screen as it stands right now. There's my screen as it stands right now. I'm waiting to get in. So once the judge enters, then it should start. Okay, and it's scheduled to start in 10 minutes. So, oh, there's a meeting already in progress. That's why. Okay. So it's probably another court case. Sorry, you guys, just give me a second here. So that one has to be, whatever meeting is going on right now, it has to be closed, I guess. Oh, Fluffy, don't say that because it did say it was open to the public, but this meeting, I tried to join about 20 minutes ago and there was a meeting already in progress. So that one, it could be that's done under seal or something. That's why I can't get in yet. There's other hearings that he's hearing this morning too. So as soon as I get in, you guys, I will click it over. No, it did say that it was open to the public. So, but there, like I said, he has other things that he's dealing with. The judge is dealing with on his docket. So whatever this one is, that's going on right now, it could be under seal. So that means nobody can see it. So that's why I'm not getting in to see that one. We don't care. We don't want to see that one anyway. We want to see the Barry Morphew one. Hello, Shivani. Good morning, Mama. My sound is cutting out. Can everybody hear me? If you can hear me good, please put a 1 in the chat. Good morning, Muffin, Marcy, Summer. Good morning. Okay. Thank you, you guys. Okay, so like I said, as soon as this starts, I will be putting it up on screen for you guys. Thank you, everybody. So it's going to be interesting. Like I said, the defense is already starting their crap with all these motions. For those of you who have just coming in, hello, Smiling is Contagious. Hello, Robin. Hello, everybody coming in. Sorry if I've missed you. Yes, I have seen that, Smiling. I've been inundated with emails asking to do a read on that. So I may do that. I may not. I don't know. It depends on how much time I have. Like I said, I've had a lot of appointments. I've had to take some time to myself to get better. I still got to go for blood work. I haven't done that yet. But there's a lot of things going on with me. So I've been putting time aside to take care of my health. I have some specialist appointments coming up. I have ultrasounds and CAT scan and whatever. So if I feel up to doing it, then I will. Thank you, Rosie. So yeah, for those coming in, there's a motion to compel, which means that they don't feel like the prosecution has been giving them adequate information regarding a discovery. They're saying that it's been insufficient. So here we go again, right? Demand for discovery. So they're saying that they haven't got all the discovery yet. There's a motion to preserve and produce evidence. So which means if there's any DNA, stuff like that, or any evidence that could be destroyed with use of that evidence by the prosecution, that they have to save some of it for the defense to test. I mean, in this instance, I don't know why they would have that in there, because it's voter fraud and trying to influence an official. So I don't know why they would have that. That's usually when you got DNA evidence and stuff like that, they want at least some of that sample so they can test themselves, stuff like that along those lines. And so to preserve and produce evidence. They also have a motion to set the preliminary hearing, and they also have 404B motion, which means they want to keep any negative characteristics of Barry out of the trial. So they can't use character assassination. They can't bring anything up of his character from the past that could shed dark light on him. So there's a lot of motions that they've already filed, and he hasn't even been arraigned yet. That's what's supposed to be happening this morning. Let me just see. I'm still not in yet, guys. Let me go back out of it and see if I can't get back in this way. And yeah, I'm still getting, you can join the meeting after the host admits you. So we're still waiting to be able to get in. Attorney Eaton is clever like a barracuda or a boa constrictor. What a weird explosion of legalistically ways. It means she lets herself pursue. Yeah. She's I don't know. He's being arraigned today, Gene, on the charge of voter fraud and trying to influence an official. So today is his arraignment. So they're going to arraign him, which means read him his charges, have him enter a plea to those charges, and then they will set another date. But in the meantime, his lawyers have filed a whole whack of motions. And they did this in the other trial. And what they're doing is they are burying them in motions. Now, what does that mean? When you don't have a strong defense, like when there's a lot of evidence pointing to your client being guilty of something, you bury the prosecution in motions. You put in so many motions that they can't possibly keep up, and then you get a dismissal, like we did in the case with when he was charged with Suzanne. They bury you in motions. So instead of the prosecution being able to be doing their job and getting things together and getting stuff over to the defense, they're being buried in these motions where they have to attend court and have to do this and have to do that, and recheck things and go over and over and over things. It's crazy. That's what they call burying one side or the other emotions. Okay, just give me a second, you guys. Okay, hang on. Why can't I hear this? Hang on a sec, you guys. Okay. Yeah, we're still waiting to try and get in, you guys. Yeah, it is. And another thing I find funny, you guys, is that, hang on a second here, is that he's out on bond right now on these charges, his own recognizance, but it's still classified as a bond. And he's been all over. He's been in Florida with Shoshona. So Shoshona's back in the picture. Indianapolis, I think. He's been like traveling all over. So, like, how can he leave the county if he's out on recognizance? Macy, it wasn't just that she wanted her money. She was leaving him. And it has been said that nobody leaves Barry, right? Okay. Yeah, we do. Okay, so let me go back out here and re-enter the WebEx again. Yeah, it's still saying there's a meeting in progress. So the last court case could be running a little late. Let's just give it some time here. I see others trying to get in also, so it's not just me. So like I said, it could be that the last court case he was dealing with is running a little late. Could be under seal. That's why we don't see it. I wonder if he still has. Hang on a sec. Whoops. Oh, he doesn't even have his YouTube channel anymore because he used to stream everything on his YouTube too. On his YouTube channel. But he doesn't have his YouTube channel anymore. But I am in the WebEx waiting. So we'll see, you guys. And if the arraignments, like... Okay, let's see what's happening here. Oh, damn. Okay, hang on. Okay. So that one just ended. Let's see if I can join now. Okay. So whatever that one hearing that was going on already, it has now concluded, and it boots me out. So I had to re-come in again. And now when he starts up the WebEx again, we should be able to see it. They're probably watching me like the last time. Yeah, really. Okay. Okay, so let me share this. Okay, so that's what we're doing. We'll just leave that up there, you guys. So when it does start, I was at this before at 10:30, and it did start, but it was private. So this one is supposed to be for everybody. We're allowed to stream this because it's an arraignment. It's not just a motions hearing or anything like that. So as soon as they start up, this should come up right here. Okay, sorry, I have not been... Speaking about Big Brother is starting again. I think next week, isn't it? Or this week? Oh, Jean, I'm just seeing... do you have COVID? I hope not, but if you do, I hope you get through it quickly. My son, my middle son, just had COVID. And other than being... And he wasn't vaccinated. He refused to get the vaccination. But he just... His 10 or 14 day, whatever it was, he was just able to be around people again last Thursday. So he had to go into quarantine with my granddaughter. Good afternoon, crafty one. Oh, Rosie says Big Brother's almost over. Okay, so we're just waiting, you guys, for this to start. I've always been late, so... And one just ended, so... I'm just checking other places, you guys, to make sure. See if anybody else got in yet. And nobody has yet, so it's not started. And it also shows you right here. We'll start the meeting when the hoist. Can't speak this morning, you guys. Yes, we hope you get better soon, Jean. Yeah, my fibromyalgia has been going through the roof lately. Yes, please get better, Jean. Jenna, I'm going to be going over that, so I don't want to discuss that right now. I will be going over all of that shortly. I've got all the paperwork on it. Okay, so like I said, the defense has filed a lot of motions again, so they could be discussing something about that. That's why it's taking a little while to get into this. But as soon as this starts, you guys, you can see it's up on screen here. As soon as they start the meeting, it will pop up here on the screen. And if they hide this from the public, there's going to be problems because this is an arraignment. It's not like it's just motion hearings or stuff like that. This is an arraignment and we are allowed to share it. And we're also allowed to see it. Iris Eaton worships money, doesn't really care Barry's guilty or innocent. Well, I'm not so sure about that. It's more about her ego. And she's just, she wants as much exposure as she can get, because the more exposure she gets, the more clients she gets. Good morning, Jakey. Kay Amari, good morning, everybody. Oh, you're a sweetheart. Yes, I'm trying to get us in, you guys. We are waiting for it to start. They just finished another case, so there could be some housekeeping stuff there that they're going over. But I'm not seeing anywhere. Let me just check over here. Hello, History Underfoot. Crafty 159. Good morning. Bruce Evans, good morning. Rafael Lopez, good morning. Jenna Lee. So we are waiting, you guys, for this to start. There's a few other people that are waiting also. Yeah, apparently, yeah, I'm seeing somewhere else that court hasn't started yet, so we haven't missed anything because it hasn't started. I see a couple other people that are also going to be streaming it, and it hasn't started for them either. And I see in their chat that it hasn't started yet. And I'm looking on Twitter too. Let me just hang on a sec, you guys. Just give me a second. Yeah, everybody's waiting, you guys. So it's not just me. So there is, I don't want to discuss it right now, you guys, because I will be doing a live on it. But the laundry's motions that they filed to dismiss the Petito case has been denied. I'll go over all that, what that means, and also their lawyer has also released some information. Let's not talk about it, please, right now. I will go over that all in another live. So again, you guys, we are just waiting for this meeting to start. Everybody is waiting for this to start. Sorry, you guys, somebody else that I associate with here, just letting him know that I'm still waiting to, because his subscribers are going nuts too, going, what the hell's going on? So let me just check over on Twitter. I see the news outlets are waiting too, so. I think Barry's attorney need to shut up and let's get on with the issue. Yeah. So if this is going to be kept from us, hang on a sec, you guys. See, there's a few of the other YouTubers that I do work with, and they can't get in either. Okay, so yeah, I'm just commenting over on their channels too. So hello, Suzanne. Nice to see you. We're just waiting to see if we're going to be able to get into this meeting. It is supposed to be open to the public. We are allowed to stream it. But like I said, the defense, those Iris Eaton there has filed tons of motions. So they could be going over a motion if she has filed a motion to keep this out of the public eye, which would be not proper because this is supposed to be open to the public because this is an arraignment. So which means that we are allowed to see it. We are allowed to stream it. So if they're going to keep this out again, there's some serious issues there. I'm still, I don't hit that, Willow. But yeah. Okay, hang on, you guys. Let me just see if anybody else has gotten in yet. Yeah, there's a bunch of other YouTubers here that, no, it wasn't the unmute. This was to notify the host, which would be the judge, that I'm sitting here waiting. This is my unmute and this is my video. But that's what I did the very first time I ever used this. My sister can tell you. The voter fraud, Laurel Hart, and trying to influence an official. I notified him and a request to stream or something like that. It's like, oops, I didn't know what I was doing, you guys. Yeah, I'm seeing a bunch of other YouTubers that I do watch every now and then when I can. And we're all on Twitter too, and we all give each other information as we get it. But there's 1, 2, 3, 4 of them that are saying they can't get in either. Yeah, more special treatment for Barry. Oh, I can't put that on mine. I'm not, I'm in, sorry, you guys, I'm on another tab. But one of the other ones that I do talk with a lot on Twitter is Another Day in the Car. And she's saying too, I have the suspicion that they're not going to let us in more special treatment for Barry. But I do believe that what's happened is Iris Eaton has made a motion to keep this from the public. That's what I'm thinking. Yes, there's a WebEx. And I find it funny too, because Judge Murphy used to have a YouTube channel where we could stream it right from YouTube too. And he doesn't have that anymore. Matt just put my comment up on his YouTube channel. It's he's scrolling through. He's doing the same thing as me. He's oh there, hang on a second. He's going right onto the court page to see. He's scrolling through Twitter. Yeah, Another Day in the Car is great. So is Matt Blant Inc. He's the one that did the 24-hour live for Suzanne this past weekend. So I'm over on Matt Blanc on his YouTube right now, and he's got my comment that I just made up on his screen. It's funny. Matt Blanc. I will give you the link to his channel right here. Yeah, he does a lot. He's a lot more on Twitter than he is on Facebook. But that's the link to his channel. If you go to his channel right now, you'll see my comment up on his screen. I said, Iris making more motions to keep this away from the public eye. But like I said, they may be just doing some housekeeping things that aren't, that may be under seal. There he is. I'm still watching your page, Matt. I see my comment up on your screen. This is Matt right here, you guys. Please go and give him a like and subscribe. He does a lot for this case. Also on YouTube, on Twitter. Yeah, I'm still waiting to try and get into. It's either there's one of two things, Matt, that I think is happening. Either Iris has made motions to keep the public from being able to see this and streaming it, which is not right because this is an arraignment. It's not like it's a motions hearing or whatever. So this is supposed to be live streamed. We should be able to see it. As you can see on my screen, I'm still waiting to get into. So either she has made motions to keep this away from us, Matt, or they're doing some housekeeping, which is behind the scenes stuff that maybe isn't for the public. But I'm thinking half an hour in and we're still not being allowed in. I think that they are keeping us from seeing this, which is against, I mean, I'm not in the US but for those of you in the US, is against your constitutional right to be able to see this. This was supposed to be a public hearing. It's an arraignment. Arraignments are public, and arraignments are one of the only things that we are allowed to stream. So usually motions and stuff like that, they don't allow the streaming on that. You can watch it and then report on it, but you can't live stream it. But the arraignments, you are always allowed to live stream them. So I don't know what is happening unless, like I said, unless, thanks, sis. Unless Iris Eaton, we know what she's, you're welcome, Matt. And we know what she did in the last trial. And like I said, this is a tactic by the defense. Being that I worked in the legal field and in stuff like this for over 30 years, I know what she's doing. And it worked in the last trial. You are putting so many motions onto the prosecution that they don't have time to keep things in order, and they end up messing up, which led to the dismissal in the last case. Every time they just seemed to be getting caught up with something, there was more motions filed, and that's burying you. The prosecution does that with the defense, and the defense usually are the ones that does that to the prosecution. When you feel that the prosecution has a strong case against your client, you do everything in your power to mess things up for them. And this is one of the ways of doing it, is burying the prosecution in motions. And she's doing it again here, as we've already seen. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 motions she's already filed, and he hasn't even been arraigned yet. Okay, so a motion to compel, a motion to preserve and produce evidence, a motion for discovery demand, a motion for preliminary hearing, and a 404B motion. Like, so these are all motions she's already filed before he's even arraigned. So it's Matt's over on his channel saying ISIS. Yeah, whoop, I just lost my earpiece. Hang on a sec, you guys. So let's see over here. Yeah, we're still sitting here waiting. Well, Matt, you just got a whole bunch that just subscribed from here for you. If you guys can, check out his 24-hour live that he did for Suzanne. A lot of good stuff in that he shows. You can also check him out on Twitter. He goes by the same name on Twitter. And he does a lot of in-depth information on different areas. He shows the pictures, everything. So check him out too. But yeah, like I said, unless they're doing some housekeeping here, you guys, or discussing stuff like this, this being available to the public, unless something like that is going on, then they are banning us from seeing it, which is not right. And like, even now, like, he's being released on his own recognizance. He's using his lawyer's address as his address. He's on recognizance, which is a bond, and he's going to Florida and Indianapolis and this and that. It's like, what the hell is going on with Colorado? And why is he able to do all these things when he is out on bond? Like, so special treatment is just, I think there's more than special treatment, and it leads you to believe that, especially when you're seeing stuff like this, when this is supposed to be a public forum. It's an arraignment, which means it is allowed to be broadcast. It's not like it's a motions hearing or anything, or a preliminary or anything like that. So, and it seems this case is one of the only ones that I know of with so much being censored from the public. And like I said, this hearing today was an arraignment, and it is supposed to be available for the public to see on this WebEx, and it's not. Okay, I got to close out some of this because I've got Twitter and this and that and everything open. Oops. There's nothing. There's let me just see over on Twitter here. Okay, let me check. Hang on a sec, you guys. I'm checking a few more places. Hang on. Yeah, see, a lot of people, even on Twitter, are Barry's doing court today virtually 9 a.m. It's 9:30 a.m. That's their time. Where are you at? WebEx is still not allowed access to the hearing. What gives? Is Barry on the lam? More corruption in court hearings? Does Chafee even recognize what a public hearing is anymore? So there's a lot of people that are also peeved off right now. Like I said, I've checked. Being released on your own recognizance, yes, it doesn't mean you have to put up any money. You're being taken at your word that you are going to come back to court, but it's still a release. It's still a bond. It's a no cash. You don't got to put up any cash, but you're signing your name there, just like a bond, that you are going to attend court. So I know what a personal recognizance is. They're taking you on your word that you are going to come back instead of making somebody put up money for you. But it's still a release. And generally under whether it's, and I have said a personal recognizance means there's no bond. I've already gone through this. No, he doesn't have to put up any money. He's to be taken at his word. But he also has conditions with that recognizance. He's been let out on his own recog, which means he still has things that he has to follow. And one of the number one things is you cannot leave usually the area that you are out on your own recognizance of. So if you're in a certain city, it's usually you can't leave that city, or you can, at least you can't leave the state. And he's going all over. So yes, I do. How do you know that? Have you seen his conditions on his recog? Because I know here in Canada, that's usually number one. No, you're not allowed to, usually you're not allowed to drink, no drugs. You have to report, no guns, ammunition. You can't get an FAC, anything like that. There's a whole list of conditions that you got to follow. And one of them is usually you can't leave either the city or the province that you are being released into. So if you think that there's no restriction on his travel, please tell me how you know that. Did you see his recognizance? Did you see what he agreed to? I don't know who you are because this is a really long, just a bunch of letters in your name. You know that because he's traveling. No, you don't know. So I'm going to ask the mods to please remove those comments. You don't know because you haven't seen it. This is a fact-based channel. We don't come in here saying there's no restrictions on his travel when you can't prove that there isn't, because that is usually one of the things with a recog. So somebody please remove them comments. And just because he's traveling doesn't mean that he's allowed to. Bruce Evans. We don't know. We don't know if there's some housekeeping being taken care of, when they go to that side room, or if they're just not going to let us in. There's a lot of people that sign bails and recogs and agree not to leave the province or the state or whatever, or city, whatever their conditions are, and it turn around and within 5 hours they're breaking them. And working in the field for over 30 years, I see it all the time. So just because he's traveling does not mean that he's allowed to, and that there's no restrictions on his travel. Unless he's got permission, which he would have had to go back to court to get. Babakit, I don't think it's going to be I don't think he's going to do anything like that to himself. Right now, the case with the murder charges that he was facing has been dismissed without prejudice. That today he was being arraigned on the voter fraud and trying to influence an official. So I can't see him offing himself because of that. We don't know. We haven't seen any of his release papers. None of that has been made public. So that's why I'm saying whoever that other person was that was saying, oh, he has no restrictions on his traveling. Well, how do you know that? Because nobody has seen it. They have not. Like, this case has been like no other. And I'm sure Iris Eaton has given them a little safe to keep all the paperwork in at the courthouse. And I'm being facetious there. She's making sure nothing gets released to the public. So for somebody to come in and say, oh, he doesn't have any travel restrictions. Well, how do you know that? Don't come in here with fake news. But you would assume that they would bamak it, but I don't know because we haven't been able to see the paperwork. But I do know, especially here in Canada, there are a slew of conditions when you're released, whether it's on bond or your own recognizance. There's a slew of things. So you're not allowed drinking or drugs. You're not allowed to purchase alcohol. You're not allowed to have firearms or ammunition. You can't apply for a hunting license. You have to turn that in. You have to turn in any weapons you have. You can't leave the city or province or state. There's a whole slew of conditions you're generally released on. And there's some that are generally the same across the board, which are the ones I just mentioned. So for him to just live his life like nothing has happened and he's done nothing wrong, including now this voter fraud and everything else. And these charges are indicative of jail time. He can get jail time for these. It's a federal offense, right? So why he's getting all this special treatment, we don't know. So I'm just going to give it a little bit more, you guys, and see if we are able to get in. Like I said, there could be some house cleaning going on. If that's not the case, then we're being censored. They're keeping this out of the public eye, which means more special treatment for Barry Morphew. And at some point, you have to start questioning why. Why is he getting special treatment? And who is helping him get that? And this is not something a normal lawyer can do, like an everyday lawyer. This goes deep. If this is what's happening, if they're trying to keep this from the public eye, which to me right now, I want to give them the benefit of the doubt. Maybe they're in a sidebar or whatever, or in a breakout room, whatever. But something is going on if this is not going to be showed to the public. This is an arraignment, and we are entitled to see it. So as soon as he out of jail, and he would probably go to Canada since he lived there before. No, he played ball for Toronto, and it wasn't a very long career, believe me. And I know a lot of Toronto Blue Jays fans, and none of them, oops, hang on, I got it. None of them even remember his name, and they're diehard fans. But no, he will not get into Canada when he is facing charges. Even if they're dismissed without prejudice, like they were with the Suzanne part of this case, he will never get into Canada. Even if those charges are dismissed without prejudice, he will not get into Canada. We have pretty strict rules. He would be stopped at the border. CBSA would be taking him into a little room, and he would be deported right away. He wouldn't even get out of border services. I worked for border services for quite a few years, and I'm telling you, he will not get through customs if he tries to come here. K. Murray said Judge Murphy had to recuse himself before, right? Because he was old school friends with Shoshona. No, he wasn't school friends with Shoshona. He was friends with one of the lawyers that Shoshona had. And also Shoshona was going to be a witness in the trial. Shoshona has nothing to do with this one, with this case. So he can very well hear it. There's no conflict of interest there, because Shoshona's not being called as a witness in this case, and it has nothing to do with her. This is the voter fraud and trying to influence an official. History underfoot. I got to go to work, but keep the stream going. Someone shout loud if Willow gets in. Like, I'm not going to give it too much longer, you guys, because I don't want to waste your guys' time or mine. But we'll see. I know the other case ran a little bit late. It was chipmunks, Marie. It was chipmunks. Well, he didn't have money. Suzanne had money. And now he has Suzanne's money. Apparently, KMRE, he is still with Shoshona because he was just in Florida with her. Yeah, he's special, all right. What? No animal slaughtering for Barry? How will he survive? Oh, I love you guys. Oh, so the others in chat can see when a comment's been removed but not timed out. Yeah, DJ, I agree. Jean says, why does Barry's lawyers get to keep his courtroom motions from the public or victims too? That's right. And I don't know. Like I said, there's something going on with this case, and it goes higher than just his lawyers. Yeah, he's a special kind of special, that's for sure. Grand Rising, thank you, Miss Willow. You're very welcome, lovely lady, and nice to see you here. I thought when you were out on bond, you couldn't. That's right. And it's not a cash bond that he is out on, but it's the same. You're released on the same conditions. The cash bond is there. Like if you flee, whoever signed your bond loses their money. Okay, so which gives them an incentive to tell the court where you are if you're in hiding. And you would lose that money if the person flees. And what I don't understand is why they didn't put at least even $10,000 cash bond for him to be released. They let him out on his own recog. But even on his own recognizance, there's still a list of things that you have to follow. There's conditions. They call them conditions of release. And generally, the conditions of the release, there's ones that are there no matter who you are, which is you cannot own, if you have any firearms and that, you have to turn them over. You can't apply for another firearms license, or an FAC is what we call it here in Canada. You have to abstain from alcohol or drugs. You can't purchase alcohol or drugs. You have to report, and you cannot leave either this here. It's either the city or the province that you have been released in. And I do believe it's pretty much the same in the US. But he's probably drinking. Who knows? He doesn't, is not abiding by the conditions. Yes, recog is the same thing as a bond, except for there's no money and you don't have to have somebody sign for you to be responsible for you. They're trusting you on your word that you will attend all your court hearings, and you are under those conditions until your case is finished. If you're found guilty of something, you're still under those conditions until you are sentenced. So how he is getting away with all of this is unreal. The judge isn't late. He was hearing another case before this one, which was private. I couldn't get into. And then I got booted out because I was waiting to get into that one. So then I rejoined, and this is what I'm doing now. Thank you for waiting. This is the one specifically for Barry. We'll start the meeting when the host joins. Well, either they're in a sidebar in a breakout room, there's something, or they are going to keep this from us, which goes against all our rights to be able to see this, as the general public should be able to see any arraignment. Right? Well, apparently the judge did, because Judge Lama is the one that I believe released him on his own recognizance, and then Judge Lama quit. And so it was sent back to Judge Morphew. Like, yeah, how can anybody trust him? Jean says, Barry runs around my neck of Colorado, and if I see him, I'll tell him we'll never stop looking for Suzanne. Just be very careful, Jean, please. But there's something going on here. Like, for this to be kept from the public, there's something going on here. And this goes higher than just his attorneys. And like I said, his attorneys are drowning the prosecution yet again in motions. And he hasn't even been arraigned yet. Right? This probably will go to a federal court judge, Kathy, but the arraignment can be done by a sitting district court judge, criminal judge. It's just an arraignment, which means they read the charges and he enters a plea of guilty or not guilty. There's definitely federal prosecutors on it. Even at the arraignment, there will be federal prosecutors. Huh. At this point, anything is possible, right? I mean, it's a little far-fetched, but I mean, maybe it's not that. I don't know. You're very welcome, Jakey. Yeah, I'm going to give it another couple minutes, you guys. And if this doesn't start, then... But yeah, and I mean, like, look at all the weird things that are going on. Like, he's able... And when you get out on your own recognizance, you're supposed to have a permanent address. He's using his lawyer's address. What? Because when you're let out on your own recognizance, they can come and check up at you. If you have a curfew, the police can show up at your residence at any time to make sure you're there. Well, how are they going to do that? Like, this whole thing, you guys, has just been unheard of. Is this person still commenting? Just if they're still putting fake stuff or stuff like that in the chat, just block them. I think there's something bigger going on than that, Susan. Shani, I agree. Oh, Nana, I get that. But what I'm saying is, if you're released on your own recog, then there are certain conditions that are put there. And it's not Arizona that was released in. It was Colorado. So the laws for each state differ from state to state also. But, and this is exactly what I was just saying. And you say, if the judge doesn't put it in his writings, his restrictions, he can go wherever he wants. Right. But we don't know what those restrictions are because nobody has been able to see his release documents. But I'm telling you, generally, those are normal conditions that are put on everybody. Yeah, somehow he's being really... Okay, just Marie, I'm trying to look here in chat and I don't see it. Hang on, let me go over to... You know what? Okay, I've timed him out again, and if he comes back pulling that same crap, just block him. I don't see them coming up on StreamYard, so... Okay. Yeah, money talks, all right. But I think there's a little bit more going on. So I'm going to stop sharing that, you guys, because I don't think we're going to get in. I do think that they have blocked us from being able to see it. Sorry, you guys, that was my phone going off. Yeah, thanks, sis. Like, I wasn't seeing it coming up on StreamYard, so let me just put my phone on mute here. Wasn't coming up on my StreamYard, so... Yes, I did try, you guys. Why we were not able to see that, like I said, the defense is burying the prosecution in motions. And like I said, even before this arraignment today, there's already been 5 motions filed. And they're trying to put so many motions and so much work onto the prosecution that they can't stay on track with what's going on in the court. You know what I mean? But to even start that before he's even arraigned is unreal. Let me go and check. Hang on a sec. Let me just check here, you guys. Oh, so I don't know. Are any of you guys following the Caitlin Armstrong case? She's wanted for the murder of her ex-boyfriend's female riding partner or whatever. Have any of you guys been following the Caitlin Armstrong, who's wanted for the murder of Mariah Wilson? You know, Mariah rode in, the bike races, like the pedal bike races with Caitlin's. She was on the same team as Caitlin Armstrong's ex-boyfriend, and Caitlin Armstrong thought, okay, well, she's been apprehended. She's been captured. She's been captured. So just to let you guys know that, for those, I didn't follow that case, but I just seen it here that she has been captured. What was the other one? Maxwell. What's her name? Something Maxwell was sentenced to 20 years. I'm just scrolling, you guys. We're still waiting to see if the Gabby Petito civil lawsuit is going to go to trial. We haven't heard back from the judge on that yet, so I'm still watching that. But I do have other stuff about that case that I will be bringing out to you. Regarding the laundries had filed to dismiss the Petito case and it's been denied. I will bring that all to you in another live. Okay, so I do got some information here, you guys. Somebody called the Chaffee County clerk. No arraignment for Barry this morning. A new status hearing will be scheduled and should be on the docket by the end of the day. The clerk said the attorneys had a brief private meeting with the judge to give him some papers, but that's all that happened. So that's what it is. Barry was not there. Also gave the judge some papers, and I believe that it has to do with all these motions. But somebody just spoke with the Chaffee County clerk, and Barry will not be arraigned this morning. A new status hearing will be scheduled and should be on the docket by the end of the day. The clerk said attorneys had a brief private meeting with the judge, so that's why I couldn't get in and gave him some papers. But that's all that happened. So I will be watching for the new hearing date. Let me just go over here. Okay, so that's what I just got now, you guys. I got a notification for it like 1 minute ago. So his attorneys had a brief private message with the judge and gave him some papers, but that's all that happened. So sorry, you guys, but it was supposed to go through. I will be keeping an eye. Sorry, I just had to answer that there. I will be keeping an eye on the docket to see when he is going to be brought. Like, this is just I know last week he was in Florida and then he went on to Indianapolis. So what? Oh, I'm on vacation. I'm not coming in for this. It's like, this is ridiculous. Yeah, well, she's been captured. Thank you for the background on that. I wasn't too sure of a lot of that, Jean, but yeah, that's what happened. And she went on the lam, I guess. But she has been captured. Oh, thank you, Nana. There is, Bruce, there is. It's not something I thought. This is verified. There are 5 motions that were going to be heard today, too, after the arraignment. He was going to be arraigned, and then there was 5 motions to be heard. but they were filed before he was even arraigned. They were going to be heard after his arraignment. There was a motion to compel, a discovery demand, a motion to preserve and produce evidence, a 404B motion, and a motion for a preliminary hearing. I didn't just pull that out of the air. Those motions have been filed with the court. So it's not like I thought. I don't put stuff out there if I only think it. This is stuff that is already in the record. You're very welcome, Melmac. Nice to see you. Kim, there's going to be another date set for it. Barry was not there. They didn't go ahead with the hearing. And there was also 5 motions that were supposed to be heard after the arraignment. And apparently Barry's lawyers met with the judge in private and handed him a bunch of papers. And so it's been vacated today. As the lawyers showed up at court, it was vacated. And another date is going to be set. It's supposed to be on the docket by day's end. So I will be watching that and I will bring that to you as soon as I know. You know, I'm really at a loss, Kim. Missy says he's probably grilling steaks and chipmunks with peanut butter. Yeah, really. But you're very welcome. Okay, you guys, so we're going to wrap it up. Barry gets his way again. More special treatment here. And he's out. I think he's in Indianapolis because last week he was in Florida and then he was off to Indianapolis. So these 5 motions are not going to be heard either. Barry was to be arraigned today, and then they were going to hear these 5 motions that have been filed. But for some reason, Barry's lawyers met with the judge and vacated today's arraignment. And the motions, the hearing for the motions has been vacated, and they will be re-put on the docket for a later date. So I will be watching for that date, and I will bringing it to you as soon as I get it. So watch my community tab. I will post it there when his next date is, or I'll let you guys know on Sunday at 11:30 a.m. Eastern. I do the mini reads for all you guys. If you want a mini read, come and see us. We start 11:30 a.m. on Sunday morning. And just make sure it's 11:30 a.m. Eastern. Every Sunday morning, I do the mini reads for all you guys. So if you do want a mini read, come and see me Sunday morning, 11:30 a.m. Eastern, and get your very own mini read. So until the next time, you guys, I will be watching for the next court date on this. And when that's available, I will post it on my community tab. So keep an eye on my community tab for that. I'm assuming that it will be fairly quickly. It should be. And we will do it all again that day. Okay, you guys? So please take care of yourselves. Please stay safe. Thank you to my mods. I got the best mods around. I got the best subscribers around. I love you guys to the moon and back. Thank you so, so much. See you again soon. Bye-bye for now.